plaintiff, Shannon Baumgartner, says he rented a house to the defendant and her 7 children. However, he's suing because he claims she failed to pay rent and the house and garage were spray painted with graffiti. Defendants Carmen Gutierrez and her oldest son, Santino Velez, say Carmen is a single mom of 7 and Santino dropped out of college to help her support their family. Carmen insists the house had damages before she moved in, and therefore she denies owing.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I'm a semi-retired project manager. I was, unfortunately, I had a medical
incident. Live in the project?
I'm sorry?
I say they live in the projects?
No, I'm a project manager. I used to work on large...
Low rent in the projects, sir. How much did he have y'all paying in the project?
$15.95.
$15.95 in the project, sir?
No, sir, in California.
But the housing projects?
No, sir, single family dwelling.
Well, why you say you manage?
I was a project manager for a large sign company.
Projects, right.
Not projects, just one. One project at a time.
All right, one project. How many people in the project? Is it a high tower project?
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
Go ahead. That's good, though, wasn't it? All right, go ahead. You know I knew.
I understand. A few years back, I had some medical problems. I had to retire, but I entered into a long-term unpaid internship with my wife. And my job now is to do whatever she tells me to do to make sure that she's happy. She's a 32-year veteran. She's taught the 2nd grade for 32 straight years. So
beautiful. Give her my regards.
I will, Your Honor.
That's the number one job in America is teaching.
I agree with you.
Most valuable job.
I agree, and not the greatest pay, but she's doing very well for herself. I'm very proud of her. I'm happy to do whatever she needs done. Good. To that extent, when we were dating, she said to me, "If we get married, you will be Santa Claus at my school." And I said, "Absolutely. As an unpaid intern, that's my obligation to do what she needs done." So I take that obligation very seriously. If she needs someone to come volunteer to read for the kids, I do it. If she needs somebody to help out the school programs, I do it. Santa Claus it's really an interesting calling.
Tell him to cut the tape for a minute and he can keep talking. But Linda couldn't, I don't want her to hear this.
Why not?
Because she owned 5 schools back in Detroit, and I didn't do any of this. Don't make me look bad, sir. Don't make me look bad. You're killing me.
You're in instant trouble.
Yeah, I'm in instant trouble, right. My wife watches. She had 5 schools. I didn't do any of this.
Well, maybe your story is an inspiration to me, so maybe some of this will rub off.
There you go. All right. So go ahead.
Part of that obligation as being Santa Claus is actually really, I consider it sacred. There are things that children will tell Santa Claus that they won't tell anybody else. And some of those things can be really profound. For example, I had a child who came to me and he had his own little gift in a box, and a little blue box with a ribbon on it. And I said, "Did you bring a gift for Santa?" And he said, "No." I said, "Well, what is that for?" He says, "That's for my brother." I said, "Well, where's your brother?" He said, "Well, he's in heaven."
Heaven, yeah.
And I was like, "Okay. How can Santa help you? What can I do for you?"
What do you do there?
I said, what do you want me to do for you? And he says, "Well, this is my binky, but I don't need it anymore. So if you can take it to heaven for me, I'd really appreciate that." And I was, absolutely. Santa will be right back. I'll take just a few minutes break. Touching. So being able to give to other people is now what my unpaid internship requires me to do. I'm happy to MC weddings. I'm an officiant at weddings. Like I say, whatever my wife needs, it gets done. I'm happy to be a house husband. This is where I'm at. I'm living my best life. Good. That's really what's important. Good. All the things that I did, for example, your past and my past have a similar coexistence, so I get it. I totally understand. And this is my obligation now. I consider it a long-term partnership with her, and we're just doing fantastic as a couple.
People should know the most fulfilling part of many folks' life, particularly if you have a big heart, is helping others and seeing the results.
Agreed.
That's the most fulfilling part of life for me. Well, my grandchildren, being with my family is one. Number 2 is service and helping other people, and because that gives me the best feeling. Best feeling I get is around my family. Second best feeling I get is when I help people and I realize the effect. So there you have it, folks. You've heard him. Best time of his life because all he does is give. My second best fulfillment is giving. Best feeling I get is around my family. Second best feeling I get is when I help people and I realize the effect. So, folks, you've heard him. Best time of his life because all he does is give. My second best fulfillment is giving.
Defendants Carmen Gutierrez and her oldest son, Santino Velez, are being sued by their former landlord, who claims Carmen failed to pay rent and damaged his property.
All right, you give me some background on yourselves and anything you'd like to tell me.
I'm a single mother of 7. Santino's my oldest. They range from 23 to 8. Unfortunately, my older kids, their father passed away 15 years ago. So ever since then, he's always stepped up,
Good.
not just financially, with meals, helping me with the kids. And that's how he's here as my co-defendant.
Good. And the 7 children their father passed.
Their father, my older kids did.
How many of the older kids' father?
2. Well,
So,
I was actually blessed with some of my children. So, I do have another kid's father who helps, but my other kids I was blessed with, and he actually helps me with all of my children.
good. All right. And, sir, you want to give me any background on anything?
I'm her oldest. I recently am going to school and work. Well, I'm not in school right now trying to help pay rent and stuff. Well, I was going to school for zoology, and that's pretty much it.
All right. And why aren't you going? Because what?
Help pay bills with other stuff with her, help her out.
What city you all live in?
Stockton.
Don't they have night school at one of the colleges in Stockton?
Yeah.
Why won't you go there?
Well, I was trying to help out with her because the kids go to school, and then I work at night.
Okay. All right. Tell me why you're suing them for the rent and damages.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm suing for the back rent, primarily 2019. Yes, the rent was established when they signed the lease at $15.95 per month for the house. There was a lease in place back in 2020, but the last month's rent of $5.95 was only a partial payment. I don't receive partial
What
payment.
month was that?
That was August of 21.
Okay. Last time they paid.
That's almost. That was the last month that was due. Then they signed a lease extension for a couple of days to accommodate moving out and so forth. And that lease extension balance on that is $160.
Based on proportion?
Yes, a portion of that.
No, a proportion
Prorated,
of...
a prorated portion.
Yes, that's what we're saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then the damages, there was a repainting of the outside of the house that was required. There was some spray painted graffiti on the actual house itself. And there was spray paint on the garage. And then there was a significant damage to the yard itself in the backyard from their pets. So that...
What beyond ordinary wear and tear? I heard the graffiti. What else?
The having to hire a contractor to come in and fill in holes in the backyard and remove animal waste from the backyard.
Okay. Backyard holes. All right.
Well, they also apparently they had a cat, indoor cat, but all the litter box was just piled up outside. Lots and lots of litter box.
Right. But that can be picked up.
True.
All right. That's not as if it's outside the boundaries of normal wear and tear. Things still in the backyard that can be picked up or otherwise eliminated. And the holes in the backyard is different. That's an extensive process that is not part of the normal wear and tear. And all that amounted to how much? The graffiti in the backyard and the holes in the backyard. Are there other things?
No, sir. There are other things, but those aren't a part of this suit.
All right.
1335 is that portion.
Okay. What do you say, folks?
So when we first moved in, as you can see on page 8 through 10 was the move-in checklist. And it states how the backyard wasn't taken care of.
Page 8?
8 through 10, the move-in. It does state
When
the
you
backyard
moved
was,
in,
yes.
read where it says it's not taken care of. I don't see that.
Backyard hasn't been fixed for the landscaping, finished. Backyard has a few loose boards on page 8.
Backyard has a few loose ones. I don't know what
Yeah,
that means.
because it says fences, gates in the beginning.
Is this referring to the gate, ma'am?
Oh, no, this one is for the landscaping. It says,
Landscaping hasn't been finished?
yes.
Defendants Carmen Gutierrez and her oldest son, Santino Velez, are being sued by their former landlord, who claims Carmen failed to pay rent and damaged his property.
Sir, what do you say about the landscaping? She does show me a document purported to be given by you that says the backyard hasn't been finished, the landscaping.
Correct. There's no landscape. It's just a backyard. It's just
Right,
the actual
thing that
backyard
we're
itself.
talking about.
Nothing.
The thing that you're suing them about. She's provided me with a document saying it wasn't all right. All right, go ahead.
If, Your Honor, if you could look at pages 1 through 7, that's the photos of the yard when I moved in.
We know he said it wasn't finished, so let's move on beyond the yard.
And then-
Let's talk about the graffiti.
The graffiti, there was stuff everywhere on that house. I honestly don't.
After you moved in?
Before.
You
There
moved
was-
into a house that had
It just
covered
had,
with graffiti?
it had like very minimal, like a line.
Oh, okay. And why don't you show me what page is your evidence with the graffiti?
Pages 4.
She said it was only a line.
No, Your Honor. Page 4. Page 5. Page 5 is the garage, and page 4 is the actual house itself.
Yeah. Do you have anything to show the graffiti?
I don't, unfortunately.
All right, because he has shown me more than what
Yes.
he said. It's 2 locations, much more than a line. So I'm going to grant your damages, $1,335, and the rent. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, I appreciate you guys. I realized there was a lot going on during the pandemic. I realized it was really difficult for everybody in California to find a place to stay. And I realized it took you guys some time to organize things to be able to move to your new home. So I hope things are really going well. And I hope things are obviously blessings to your family during this time as well. Thank you for all the work that you guys helped to get things done. Appreciate that. And coming here today was also very helpful.
Thank you for opening your home, and I'm sorry for some of the damage that we didn't cause, but I'm glad you're getting your money.
I appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you.